Hello there, this is just a quick video. Put that down. Quick video. I had a few comments on the last one I did about repairing the handies, and it was entitled "The Magic Is Gone" or something for amateur radio, and I tried to make the point, but I'm afraid I failed miserably, absolutely miserably, to put my point across. Expressing myself is not one of my strongest points. Might have done if I had an education, but there you go. But and I may well have come across as a miserable old git living in the past, not embracing modern technology. Well, I can assure you that's not the case. But I don't welcome modern technology and today's society with open arms. I question a lot of it. All my videos and my own personal views are based on my era. That's the only one I know, after all, and it's one I'm sort of familiar with. And I'm in no way suggesting that there was good old days or would want to go back to previous times. Certainly not. You know, that's not what I'm advocating at all. But what I try to put across, and I'm attempting to now, is that along the way of advancement, increasement in knowledge, technology, moving on, society moving on, we have lost an awful lot, and I can't put this across to the younger present day generation. They don't know what I'm talking about. We seem to somehow have lost the art of conversation, social interaction. Nowadays we've got the internet and so forth, and I use this, don't I? I'm speaking to you now. But it isn't face to face, it isn't eyeball to eyeball, it isn't a handshake, and it's not conversation as such. It's more insular, it's more you're divorced from one another. It's... I'll give you an example. You can go on a bus or on a train and you'll sit within 3 or 4 feet from someone. Maybe 10 minutes, half hour, maybe an hour. People don't speak anymore. If the person opposite you started to speak to you, you think, oh, we've got a weirdo here, you know, some sort of... And if it was a different gender, Christ, you know, it must be a paedophile or a stalker or worse, you know. So we seem to have lost something. Anyway, I won't harbour on the point. I have been very fortunate and very, very lucky to have met some really great people who has inspired me, encouraged me, shown me things, wonders, and I don't see that nowadays. I just don't see it in the CNC chip technology. As much as I look, and I admit I'm not top of the tree with all that, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Somewhere along the line we have missed out. But anyway, I'm not going to harp on. Have you noticed my new icon? It incorporates a Morse key, old technology. I quite like this one. It was made in there, well, I don't know about millions, but hundreds and hundreds of thousands. And it's made by LMK Manufacturing Company Limited in 1939. Who knows? I mean, as I say, made by the millions. It's an Army number 8. And I used to use this at one time. But way out of practice now. Yeah, certainly am. But that's on my new icon. And right next door to it is my mobile phone. I can get the internet. Oh, it's just quite old hat phone. But I can get the internet. It's got video cameras and so forth. And I've shown the two together. So you've got this sort of technology. The Morse, well, it's not really a Morse key, it's a telegraph key. Morse came in much later. Anyway, I won't go on that. And then you've got sort of up-to-date type technology. So it's embracing the two, and I thought that's what my little icon represented. Anyway, I just wanted to put the record straight still probably haven't expressed myself too well. I'll shut up. I'll move on. Right. Fishing. Went out fishing yesterday. Went out fishing the day before. I might go fishing today. I keep my fishing rig very simple. I have a swivel at the end of the line, which I can feed through my rod rings. Then I have a length with the weight on the bottom and a clip that goes in the swivel. And then I have a snood with a hook on the end. Keep it very, very simple. And this has worked well, but sometimes it can get caught round the main line, and so I've recently come across these things. These Cox and Roll systems. They've been around for several years, but they're new to me, okay? And I quite like these. It's a simple boom, a plastic boom. Let's take one of those off. And then you've got a two-part clip. Your line goes through the first one, out through a little pair of jaws. And that goes in through the hole. And then you thread the line through the bottom one. And that squeezes the jaws together. So your line is coming through this. But this is very easy to swing in the tide and keeps your bait away from the main line. Now on one of the little clips, can I get in better? There's a little piece here that you can rest your hook on for when you cast. But all my fishing is done from the boat and it doesn't involve casting, and this is just some other projection for weed to get on, so I chop that off. But you have to remember which is the top one and which is the bottom. They tend to work better up that way. But you can reposition them up and down the line anywhere. Anyway, I rather like those. Needless to say, your snood and hook goes off on this piece. And if you get something really big, this is pulled down and it goes down to the bottom of the weight. So I rather like those. And no, I haven't got shares in them. But I rather like those. They're neat, they're simple. Rather good idea. As I say, yesterday I went fishing and I didn't do too good. There was an awful lot of weed around, but I had a problem with the boat. My boat's quite high-sided, so there's a lot of windage. And we had wind over tide. And my lines were going all over the blinking shop. And I thought what's really wanted is some sort of stability with the boat more when that situation arises. When the wind's off the land, it tends to move in various directions. And I thought something like a sea anchor would help. I have in the past chucked over a bucket on a rope, pulled in the rope and just had a handle at the end, you know. You've all done it. One thing I tried was to shear the rudder over one way. That adds to stability. If it doesn't work one way, do it the other way. But that didn't help me yesterday. So I'm going to make myself a half decent sea anchor based on a sort of parachute system with a trip so it can be retrieved easily. Anyway, that's going to be my next video. If I'll put the camera on if you're interested, if anyone's interested in that sort of thing. But the idea is that being at anchor and streaming a sea anchor out over the stern when the wind and tide are opposed like that might add greater stability to the boat. Anyway, that's the plan. If anyone wants to suggest any ideas, I've had a quick look on YouTube. I haven't really seen much that impresses me. I want something cheap, something simple, and something I can make, so it's got to be simple. Okay, that's long enough for this video. As I said, I'll shut up. Bye for now.